So I'll kind of get started because Luca probably has a pretty good
Yeah.
idea of what my plans are. He used to work for me a long time ago. So I want to make one thing clear. No one's getting fired. There, that's not how I do things. I know that for me, taking this position means I need to put aside past biases and provide a bit of a reset, not just in my own mental, but also for everybody in the department. I know that politics are at play. I know with where things were for the past couple months, where LSPD, BCSO, marshals, in many cases are just kind of independently doing what they think is best, that some of the biases that I may have had may be influenced by just the disposition, right? So, however, I would like to spend the week setting up one-on-ones, both in terms of understanding what every marshal has been doing thus far, getting an idea what their availability is, getting an understanding of what where their area of interest is, and then any sort of organizational decisions are going to come after that. I do believe that there will be a flat structure. I don't think we need any form of hierarchy, like in terms of rank, right? The department's going to be small. Rank is just going to is not going to facilitate any kind of, I think, cohesion with the size that I expect the marshals to be. That doesn't mean that there won't be like a number two, but that would mostly be as a form of there needs to be someone to sign off on things when I'm not around. And the intention there is I want each and every marshal to be able to function with by having the majority of the tools necessary for them to do their job, right? At a high level, I do believe that we have ownership of the state, right, in terms of jurisdiction. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm ever going to expect us to have to pull any sort of jurisdiction or whatever. That's not good. It's not something I want us to even mention on the field. Because San Andreas you have to play with your gloves at the end of the day, right? We don't want to piss anyone off unnecessarily. Politics, optics are huge. I think that's one of the reasons why we don't see marshals patrolling today, right? I know that that there's a lot of reasons for that, but I do want to see y'all patrolling again. If we cannot connect with our community, then we don't know our subjects that we may need to be arresting. We will not be able to garner relationships with the people, criminal and otherwise, whom oftentimes are the biggest source of information. Some of the biggest cases I've ever worked, those leads did not come from a cash exchange or a whatever it might be. It came from speaking to folks, assessing their psyche, understanding when they say something, what is it that they actually mean, right? A very good, interrogations can happen just outside, right? Or, through a consensual conversation. This is sort of the mindset I want us to go through, where when we do show up on a call or a scene of like a murder, I want both departments to get excited because in their mind, it's not, oh shit, a marshal's coming here to take this from me. I want them to feel, hey, a marshal's here. I'm in good hands, right? And for us to reach that is going to be a tall order, right? There are a lot of preconceived notions. There have been in the past very poor decisions that were made. And let me phrase it a different way. Decisions that appeared to be poor, right? And so we need to sort of change that a bit. How we get there, high standard. I want what that's going to look like. I mean, we'll see in time, right? It's a hard thing to kind of define in words. but I want each and every one of us to have a strong understanding of legislation, a strong understanding of how arrests work, a strong understanding of what tools we need when going to court, writing subpoenas, etc. A strong understanding of how we're going to do information sharing. Obviously, there's going to be certain things that may fall into the line of state secrets, CIs, right? Certain things that we do need to keep among ourselves. But I do want some of our information to be available to the people that are on the field every day, right? And how we're going to do that can be a later discussion. It could be through a certification, which is probably the easiest form of doing it, right? Whether it's LSPD officers or whether it's deputies and BCSO, it could be something as simple as, asserting them into getting some level of access. Who's this on my right-hand side? Sorry, everyone's face looks a little strange.
Masters.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you straight, you should never have been fired. I don't. I know there may be some belief that there's some animosity. There isn't. So don't worry about that.
I know you had a conception that Polito, when I made the comment about just shoot me now, was in reference to my firing, but it was actually in reference to a southern accent I was hearing at the time. Just to be clear.
I do like to stir occasionally. I do like to shit talk in the moment, but that I didn't think much of it, if I'm going to be honest. But I apologize if that's what it came across as. But I'm just going to...
I'm much the same as you as well.
Okay.
I've been very light-hearted about my firing, hence my comments about what was in the trunk of that car at that Polito. I understand the perception of what happened and the other things that was reflected in it. So I got no animosity towards you.
All right. I think this is a good setting point for me to kind of discuss what accountability looks like to me. I don't believe in an environment in which someone does something that, let's say, is in a gray area, and we allow said situation to fester to the point where the only option is firing. I think when someone is fired, it is not the fault of that employee. It is the fault of management. It is because that individual was left on a path that crossed a line. And to use, I'm sorry, Doc, I'm going to use you as an example just because you can speak to it, right? Is the moment there should have been oversight, and there should have been, hey, let's do it this way instead, right? And the same I can apply to just about it. We're going to do things that, look, I'm going to end up doing things, everyone in the circle is going to end up doing things that maybe we don't agree with, right? But that's where we have to come together and better each other, right? Is that making sense? What I'm trying to portray here is
absolutely. Get the general gist of it. Yeah,
exactly that, right? If I see McAllister here, for example, start going down a road that he in his mind may be able to, in his mind he's thinking, hey, this is something that I think needs to happen. I'm going to make these very hard decisions. But we start to question it. We're like, wait, I don't know if we can do that. That might be illegal. We should discuss and guide him back on track with an alternative rather than wait for that inevitable and then act like, hey, we had no involvement, right? We're involved because we're in the same department. I'm always going to be involved because y'all are going to be my responsibility. And that responsibility is to put you on a path of success. And in turn, for us collectively to put the departments on a path of success. And even beyond that, the DOJ, the DOC, et cetera, et cetera. So I hope, I know I'm kind of speaking in, with a lot of fluff, but I hope my painting here kind of is making a bit sense here. So, okay.
Basically, want to get people guided in the right direction before it comes too late.
Exactly, because sometimes if certain things go too far, it's no longer in our control, if that makes sense. So,
what would you say is at the top of your priority list in terms of things we need to start executing on?
SOPs.
So there is a version of the SOPs that's been put out there, an updated version that goes a bit further beyond what I believe was provided. That's in. You should have access now if you look at emails. I've been told you've been given the necessary access.
Okay, let me take a look here. Where would I find them?
The announcements section would be the most recent announcement. Would be our SOPs.
Ooh, okay. Raditch, you haven't missed too much. TLDR, we are.
Had a little brain issue there.
Yep, you're good. I spoke about accountability, same as DPD, effectively. Guide people to success. Punish early. Sorry, Luca. Punish early. Don't let it fester where it ends up having to be a firing, right? More of a I understand, sir, rather than a allow too much room for excuse. You know what I mean? And the goal being that set people in the right direction as opposed to having 1 week witch hunt sessions. I don't fuck with that, right? So, secondly, we're talking about sorry, go ahead.
That's just a bank trap.
I'm gonna
at least 30 people on.
Exactly, they should be able to cope.
Okay, let me see. I am going to, in terms of the SOPs, do you think one of y'all could take action to put those into the MDT?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay, hell yeah.
Oh, there we go. I couldn't hear anything.
There is
I'll make it a state marshal variant just in case, and then we can move it to normal SOPs if that's too
ooh,
but, you know.
I love that. A big effort.
Marshal document.
A big effort I did in the BCSO was to migrate the SOPs to the MDT. I'm not the main reason for that is we should be able to talk to them, right? SOPs in my mind are what we can do, what we can't do, in that is in line with legislation, right? They're protections. I should not be able to hold someone accountable if it's not written somewhere, right? Obviously common sense has to be played, but I don't, it keeps
talking about keeping people accountable. Gunner has just handed in his resignation.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Yep.
All right. Easy.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Well, that's a problem.
What is it a problem though?
I'll talk to you later about it.
Oh, okay. All right. Pull it.
You have state marshal stuff on the MDT now, correct? Like when you go to use your MDT, it's fully functional.
Let me see. So if I go to category, I do. Yes. Okay.
All right. When do you actually want your onboarding stuff to take place? Because we have a lot of reports you need to bookmark.
Let's do that tomorrow and use today as a, you know, I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of thinking I got to do, and there's probably certain things I need to, you know, ground myself on. And then, I'm down to tackle those tomorrow.
More or less everything inside the MDT except for our SOPs right now.
Yep.
We keep our roster, our case board, etc., all within there.
Very good.
We don't really need to transport anything.
I mean,
right
I think if you can bookmark the general state marshal thing that has it has everything.
The master document is 17818 as the report. You can find everything else from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of look at that at your leisure.
Holy shit! This is very similar to how we set up the. This is okay. Well, this is actually very exciting because, y'all cooked something. This is good. This shows me a high level of competency.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that has existed since I've been
January.
Marshal.
Okay.
Yeah. Try to keep everything in one spot, and that way we get new marshals getting onboarded because of the sensitivity of the cases that we do. Everybody can kind of be informed and be able to get up to speed a little bit quicker than having to sit down and have like an hour-long debrief.
Okay.
So.
Did you undeputize those videos, McAllister?
I did, yes. I just need to mark it down the report. That's all.
Easy.
The one thing that you might want to work on is getting in touch with the governor about the current things that the marshals cannot do.
Oh yeah, that's going to be at the top of my list.
Yeah, okay. But that's all listed in our SOPs. That it's a full list of.
I think there's an event like I said. If you see high command stuff now, Brian, you should see a handful. You should see the final versions of whatever Gunner put forward in terms of legislative proposals, as well as probably that list that Peters is referring to in terms of things that are needed from the state for us to be able to effectuate our jobs properly.
Beautiful. Okay.
Did you guys include heavy pistols on that list?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Okay. Fuck yeah.
At least I hope he did. It should be there.
I can't believe that we have magazines, but not the gun.
So
That's
yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Our armory misses a lot of things. There's also a lot of we are not trained how to flag a plate of a vehicle.
Oh.
Or seize people's possessions, or
file an impound on an illegally parked vehicle.
We're not government employees.
Okay,
to impound
do you want me to just go through the full list?
No.
I
think highlighting some of the most ridiculous
I will.
Right.
Let me. I can probably try to source someone. Obviously, look, I'm not a magician, right? There is a reality where none of this changes, right? There's a reality where we get a subset of things. I'm certainly going to advocate that the marshals being in a good place a month from now and then continuing as being a key resource to San Andreas is for the benefit of everyone. So I'm definitely going to play some not play, but I'll put a strong advocacy in is what I'm saying.
One interim solution until if we weren't to get all of those things ourselves that was it was just about to get implemented. I think the day before Turner was replaced was that potentially we would also get keys as police officers to be able to do a lot of the things that we would otherwise not be able to do, because that would be an instant solution to a majority of the issues. So maybe something to talk to the chief and the sheriff about. See if they're on board with that.
I also don't have historical context either. In that there's a world where some of this was intentional, such that we are not a replacement of the other departments, right? But rather need to lean on them, which I think from a SOP perspective, I would agree. But I am of the opinion that we need the tools. We just need to be self-aware that we're not taking away from the other departments, if that makes sense. Right.
So I'll give you an example. So some of the, especially because I'm around in AU when there's
appreciate you guys for the subs and
shit. It is pretty
shit.
regular that we assist them on patrol at that time of day. It's very different from EU and A, where it's much more of a collaborative environment, I think.
Oh, good.
In those, we do act as a support capacity, right? We kind of arrive. Imagine we're like, I don't want to say cadets, but like we do the quote unquote bitch work on the scene that nobody else wants to do, right? Document this vehicle, take photos of the suspects, just play the support role, which is exactly what we're there to do.
Yeah.
But when we can't do things like flag the plate of a
Thank
vehicle,
you.
when that's exactly what they ask us to do, and we have to go up there and tell them, hey, we're not trained to do that, we look stupid. It's like the support, that kind of support stuff that we want to do in terms of being out in the field and helping people. That's exactly the stuff we're not able to do.
I arrested someone the other day, and they said, "Hey, McAllister, please process this person." I said, "I'm sorry, I can't. I want to, but I can't seize their possession."
Oh.
Yeah, like we're trying to help them in the way that they ask us to, but we're literally not capable.
Understood. And I will tell you that the mantra unfortunately gets twisted oftentimes, which is I get, right? San Andreas.
Yeah.
Okay. I do want to get patrol back on the menu. High level, I want us to focus on like highway, right? That doesn't mean that we don't go into the city and whatever, because observation and whatnot is important. It goes back to the whole community policing, like talk to people, whatever. I wouldn't want us prioritizing bank robberies and shit like that. That's boring. It wastes too much time. I was in a 3-hour shootout yesterday over a bank truck. We got better things to do, right? If I'm gonna put things in kind of a way that I don't feel like y'all got zoomies, which is a good thing, but I'll use the zooming terminology. We give missions, right, to the police departments. Shit's pre-baked, right? With their assistance, right? We've got, individuals we need to capture, targets, whatever. We've got the back end all sorted, and we lean on them to execute, which I think is where the marshals have wanted to go for some time. And I want to get that like right on the forefront, right? Like, so we got like Frederick White that had the camera out. It's a faceless asset. Let's say we got to pick him up tomorrow, right? We have the training needed. We know who we need to pull in from the departments, and we make that happen, right? That's kind of how I envision us. But on the other end of the spectrum, like you said, be able to be on scenes to assist when needed. I also think it's important that you guys get your poggies in when you need. You know what I mean? So affording that ability is I think healthy. Otherwise, some people that we may want to employ, let's say, if all of us are desk jockeys, that's not a good thing either, right? I consider myself a desk jockey, but even I need to stretch my legs every once in a while. So we'll figure out how that looks like.
Yeah, I think that's a key aspect of recruitment. It was one of the concerns with the kind of bifurcated system of like having two different focuses, is that you're going to have a lot of people that are interested in doing some of the desk work, but need to, like you said, stretch their legs every now and again. And if they're looking at moving from a position where all they do is stretch their legs to go into just being at a desk and not having that ability, I think you're going to have problem attracting some of the top level talent that you'd actually want in this department.
100%. I mean, even for myself, that was a major concern I had. And then I realized, wait a minute, if I'm the director, I can just change that shit. I will say that I would want us to have like an internal certification, which I think is good, right? In that we may have people that are just fucking absolutely brilliant when it comes to detective work, paperwork stuff, but they may not know. We need to make sure we're integrated, right, with the two two departments when it comes to patrol. And I think the best way to accomplish that is through, like, let's say a cert. If you're hired as a marshal, you already got detective shit probably down pretty well. But the same may not be true when it comes to patrol. Can you drive? Do you know what a pit looks like? Right? What are the expectations on radio? All those sort of things. And I think as a show of good faith, and probably lean on I'll talk to the other departments as to if they can assist us doing, let's call it like a refresher, right? And I'll provide an example. We've brought in the BCSO, we had brought in a bunch of old officers, ones that have been around, Jackie Snow, law enforcer. We brought in Bison. Some of these people have years of experience, but they've been gone. They've been gone for so long that they may not remember, or the vibe might be different, right, compared to years past. So that refresher course, a version of that for us would be good, I think. And I don't want anyone to think of it like, well, in a way where it's like, well, I don't really need this. Don't look at it like that. Look at it more like, this is our contract with the other departments. Hey, we helped this. We worked with you on this. We've passed the bar you wanted. These guys should be good. Does that kind of make sense?
What you're stating is that you want to show good faith to the other departments to ensure that they don't think of us as being essential fuckwits when we're on patrol.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, 100% that. 6 months from now, if I'm gonna be real, I would personally, I don't think we're gonna get there. I think damn nuke's gonna go off before then. But in a perfect world, I would love to see the Marshals be able to do 6-8 man like spec ops shit. You know what I mean? Where we have that elite training on top of it, even if we spend 90% of the time on the desk. But we'll see if we get there. So,
would you like to know your current roadblocks when it comes to general patrol work?
Yes, please.
Like when it comes to the highway stuff? Currently our vehicles are well, to put it bluntly,
we only have one. We have the vehicles.
we have
not had a
parts.
budget since
We have not had a budget.
We've been removed from the DOJ. So every ACR impeachment has been self-funded out of Marshal's personal pockets. The one vehicle that we have upgraded has been paid out of personal pocket. We've gotten $0 from the government since that happened. So in order to effectuate being on patrol, we'll need to build out the fleet properly with, upgrades, etc., especially for focusing on highways. And we will need, the budget is going to be top priority. One of the top priorities.
To be clear and open and transparent here, when I was back under the DOC, we would effectively approach the DOC, the legislative authorities, and be like, hey, please give me money. They would then give Yui whatever money she would ever ask for. Gunnar was under a little bit of a different perspective. He believed that as we were the Marshals, we shouldn't necessarily be asking them for money, as he believed that it could potentially be seen as something that could cloud our judgment when it came to future cases. That, of course, is now up to you. What you choose to do with that is, up to you. Yeah, always something.
So there was a request made to the DOJ for funding, and in accordance with that, a version of legislation was put up to allow for that. However, in exchange for that, the justices would get access to our operational reports. And then that was objected to, and then ultimately went to the vote and shut down and all that. So that was the main issue, I believe, was that the DOJ, in exchange for giving us money, wanted access to all of our shit when there was information that potentially there were leaks happening within the DOJ with regard to our reports and investigations.
I mean, if that's a worry, we probably could work with the mayors, and with both counties being in a good position financially now with good incomes, probably work out some sort of legislation agreement with them where they put funding our way.
The alternative that was also discussed, and I believe is mentioned in the legislation proposals that you should be able to see, Brian. I still don't have. I don't know what those are. I know what they are. I don't have access to them.
I'm so confused. So wait, there's a Marshal High Command as well, like right now?
Yes, you should. You should have Marshal High Command email.
This is Danielson. Sorry, one sec.
Yeah.
Hey, Danielson.
Hey, just spoke with everybody. Oh wait, hold on. Let me call you right back.
I'm muting my dispatch.
Yeah, I already did.
So I'm gonna go back to what I said about patrol. Marshals are detectives that don't need to go to 78s. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
no, I don't mind if they they get down to low numbers and they need backup. I feel bad just sitting there with my thumb up my ass, like, hey, good luck, guys. LOL. 07.
Well, no, exactly what you said, right? Like, it's not a requirement, but it's a hey, they need us, especially low numbers. Yeah. It's a fucking shit show out there. It really is.
That is one thing I really want to push out there is like Shift 3 is
Danielson again.
It's a whole different animal in terms of the way we operate with the PDs.
Makes sense. Hey, Danielson.
Hey, sorry about that. Yeah, so tomorrow, an hour ago, like 11 Pacific is a good time.
11 Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern to discuss legislative. Okay, easy. We'll have things prepared by then.
Sounds good. And then you can bring whoever you want to bring as well.
Okay, awesome. I appreciate that.
All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow. You take it easy.
All right. Who is High Command in the Marshals?
It was just
one of the directors.
That's just the director is High Command. Yeah. So that email particular is really just like for the director to communicate with the state type deal.
I'm assuming it could be leftover as well from the old field director.
By, field directors. But since Gunner's been in place, he had not appointed any field directors, so it was just currently him.
Field directors would just be command, and then there's high
field
command.
Directors are command. Contrary to popular belief, we did not promote anyone to field director in order to sway the DRC vote.
So
I believe that was a rumor.
I've man. Well, let's get that elephant out on the table here. So first off, I don't think we need Marshal High Command reports, at least at this time, outside of things that might be, hey, someone did something that might be bad, and now we have to discuss it type of thing.
Those don't exist as far as I'm aware.
No, they do not exist.
We only have one rank of Marshal reports. It's just state Marshal reports.
Well, what I mean is, like, I don't think we need, like, a Marshal High Command thing, at least at the moment. I do think you guys should all be able to see what we're putting forward. The department will be kept small. And so as a consequence, anything that keeps communication open between all of us, which is usually going to be through reports, right? I think it's important to keep out there. So what I'll probably do is make these what is it called?
I'm looking. Gunner did actually put it all to us. If you look in the general one, the main one for the Marshals.
Oh, he did.
On the 16th of September. Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right.
There are some things that are gonna need some tweaking soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But with regard to the budget, specifically the proposal that was put in there was that we, as now the state enforcement body, get access to the old state account, which is currently inactive. And to my understanding, has, I believe when Gunnar asked them, somewhere around $100-ish million in it.
We have $100 million right now.
But that's in the state account that is currently not accessible by any legislative authority or used by any state business or any. Yeah, exactly. So this legislation would give us access to the state account to fund our needs, basically.
I like that.
Because it's completely independent from any legislative authority. There's no bias, no oversight, no benefit toward, no quid pro quo necessary to get our budget money.
I actually like that quite a bit. What I'm going to do is, on the budget front, I will just straight up ask the state and be like, hey, dog, what if I just have a report with the receipts, right? Some basic accounting and
pretty much, yeah. Well, what it would put forward is the director would, put out a list of what they need, the money, what money they need, and to what extent you classify that is up to you. But you would then give that, not request, but kind of order to a judge who would then effectuate the transfer from the state account to the Marshal's account.
I
not
like
so much
that.
as like a request, like where they
It's
get
a
to approve it or deny
notarization
it.
or
It's
something.
just a
Yeah.
check and balance of they know this happened, they effectuated the transfer, and if there's something suspicious, they can investigate or do whatever they want to, type shit. You know.
I like that a lot. Yeah. How much money do we have in the Marshal account right now?
0.
Nothing.
There's no account.
We do not have a budget. We have not gotten a single dollar since, like I said, we've been removed. Everything this department has done.
I thought there was still
been
some
our own
money.
personal money. No.
What the fuck?
We've had $0. Yes, everything we've done has been out of
Every
our own
impeachment we have done has been out of our own pocket.
Yes.
Holy
that's why there's been a lack
shit.
Of, honestly, that's why there's been a lack of impeachment and ACR activity. There's been ones we've wanted to file, but we literally can't afford to.
Wait, I'm confused, but you don't. Oh, because you're not a legislative authority, and therefore you have no vehicle.
We have to pay $250,000. Yes.
Which,
that's part of this legislation makes it so that we can file impeachments and ACRs for free. Because it's literally our job.
The DOJ also want that to be changed for our sakes. They've already told me that they do not really.
I mean, they could have changed it at any point if they really wanted to. It's their own legislation. They could have amended it at any time, and they just haven't.
Oh, DOJ. Okay.
Yeah.
The impeachment legislation could also be modified absent ours to say that the SASM is allowed to file them for free, but they've not done that.
So I think there's been a worry about it being abused by certain people if impeachments were free for the state marshals in the past.
Then fire the marshals that abuse it.
Yeah, fire the marshals straight up.
I know. But given the change of direction now with Brian coming in, that outview may also change.
The bright side here too is, I think we have support of both mayors. So the notion that we can find a ground for them is very important. Of the handful of conversations I've had with them, it's mostly Michael Jr. will, usually be on board. Is changes need to work for whoever has the position, right? And I think the means by which this director vote happened, I think, provides some, let's say, solace, right? Because had the director vote been like a public vote to the people, everyone, right? I think there's a higher risk involved, right? You end up with like Juan Carlos Hernandez as the director of the Marshals. All that money's going to be gone. But given that the director is now a position that requires law enforcement to weigh in on, I think the concerns of a corrupt director is more difficult. You know what I mean? So, okay. Yep. So what I'm hearing here is here's what I'm thinking. I need to review all the legislative drafts. Fuck. Are we able to meet tomorrow, say an hour before a storm, and effectively review it? Because I want to read it today, think about it, some of the drafted stuff, and then whatever the decision is, we can discuss tomorrow about some of the changes. Obviously, throughout the day, there's probably changes that need to be made. DOJ wants to meet tomorrow to kind of finalize on some of these things.
Do you know what time they want to meet tomorrow? So just
an hour ago.
Typically available like 2 to 3 hours after storm is the beginning of my availability.
2 to 3 hours after storm? Hang tight.
Yeah, like about like 4 p.m. Eastern is when like usually the earliest. I managed to come around earlier today for this because I wanted to be here.
That'd be great.
Can we have the meeting 3 hours after storm?
Sure. But if you want to talk and meet before,
that's Danielson.
That's going to be a challenge for me.
Let me ask really quick because we're also talking. Let me ask them.
Okay.
I'll let you know
the reason is that I think Blunt played a big role in writing the stuff down. So if there are certain questions I can't speak to, he can bring that up. And these next 24 hours I'm going to be spending reviewing them. So.
Okay. Let me ask and I'll call you right back.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah, feel free to review any questions you've got. I'm happy to answer, talk through. Obviously, any changes you want, let me know, and I can modify accordingly before we put it forward to them.
Yeah. The most what I'll probably be, here's what I'll do after this. I'm gonna go get changed and whatnot, and then I will go through them and try to reach out again today, so we can do like another attack at it. And everyone's invited. Up to you. Don't feel like it's mandatory. The goal in my mind is budget stuff will tackle not tomorrow, unless I can somehow get a hold of the governor in advance. We got to get the Darkstone stuff over and done with from a political perspective, right?
Yeah. Did you have the time to look at the notes I had?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, give me 1 second. For those that are unaware, there are EMC notes that I made. They're currently in the state marshal reports. Yeah.
You know what is going to be really good?
What?
Can we get that into legislative form for tomorrow? And the reason I say that is if we come into that meeting and be like, here's a solution, right?
Yep.
This is going to enable...
Get that done overnight, yeah.
Yeah, that will look really
I don't know
good.
if you're aware, it's State Marshal Report 33171.
Yeah, it's the one we were reading at the meeting, yeah?
Yeah, I popped off and added a bunch more shit to it.
Okay. I will go through that and get a draft of that up tonight.
If you need help writing it, I'm sure Peters and I can assist. I'll just be moving the SOPs over.
Okay. Hell yeah. Now, in terms of tomorrow's meeting, right? Political posturing is huge. And what that means is that if, let's say, obviously if there's like major disagreements, we can certainly put our position in, but we want to appear cooperative, not in a fake way, but rather as a let's set a new tone way, effectively.
So currently there is one issue that I see with the new Marshals legislation that the mayors may harp on about. And that is, you remember the recent bill for the chief of police appointment? In the new Marshals legislation, it's seek to alter the
6-month one?
The Constitution. Yeah, it's seek to alter the Constitution.
That got shut down, didn't it?
The chief of police and the sheriff could only be removed via ACR or impeachment.
So it was shot down as being unconstitutional. It was being put forward as a potential constitutional amendment to make it not unconstitutional.
Yeah. So we may have to talk to them about that one. Also, transparently here, Knight, I currently have an open investigation that heavily affects Rizal and his mayor's office.
Understood.
So that might come to affect any potential funding that we seek to obtain from them.
I say we...
Exactly why our funding needs to be independent.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. If we're
well, he's not going to know that, right?
He does not currently know anything in relation to it at this time. But if it proceeds, yeah.
My suggestion would be to get... There was a bill put forward where the DOJ, the Blaine County mayors, and the Los Angeles County mayor had agreed to give a certain amount of money to the marshals. And then it had the oversight provisions. My suggestion would be to request that money that they were going to allocate to the marshals anyway as just a budget without the oversight provisions, the access to our reports, all that nonsense. But they've already flagged and earmarked that money essentially for the marshals. I think that would be a good interim funding solution to just request that money until we get access to the state account.
I think they'd be more than willing to give that to us because, truth be told, they just weren't willing to give it to Gunnar.
I believe that, especially based on recent incidents.
Yeah.
It's we need I think in terms of like posture, right? In many ways, we need to protect the legislative authorities, right? We can also keep them accountable at the same time, right? So direct threats to justices, There was a judge that died. Y'all hear about that?
Yes, I've been assisting them with the
Oh,
investigation.
very good, very good. And like, you know, things like that. That's what they have not been seeing. At least that's their impression. And so,
Right.
I think a lot has been resource availability as well. But like the reality is, we're a very small team with very limited resources and ability, but we got to get more people that have more availability and more desire to actually do the job versus political bullshit.
agreed. I agree with you 100%. And but I think there's a second factor too, right? Is how we come across, right? I will say that. Let me provide an example, right? Mayor gets shot, like today, and we show up within 5 minutes. Even if we may not have the resources to directly tackle that, our presence alone speaks volumes, right?
Absolutely.
The only thing we need to tackle before that is getting the various police departments to stop immediately trying to usher us off of scenes. I think that could be assisted via your cert, as you're referring to.
Correct. I think that's
going
to be our door right there.
Yeah.
And so in advance of that, we should be very cautious with the patrol thing. I've been very vocal about the patrol thing for a minute. You know, they're not going to stop us. But I'm going to open that door of, hey, I would like your assistance here because I'm going to have these guys get certed, and there will be SOPs in which they will have some weigh in on, right? And some meaning, this is what we're going to be doing. Are there areas here that concern you or limitations that you want to see? For example, I use a simple one. You know, there was a cash exchange that took place. This is like 2 months ago. And a particular Marshal showed up, took one of the spots, and others were not able to attach. You know, if we go to assist in a cash exchange, right, because those are like, you got better shit to do, to be honest. And, you know, we should be willingly saying, oh, hey, deputy officer, go ahead, take this. I'll break off. We should be the first to say, hey, hey, I'm only here for backup. You guys come on in, right? That's the kind of mindset I want us to take in. And when it comes to the SOPs, having that ingrained in, I think is a good thing, right? Demeanor, 100%. Optics. Optics are like number one thing, I think, that we got to tackle.
I think it would also be good to get you up in for a few PD meetings to kind of set a tone, because, you know, I do my best to, and I don't let the typical bullshit like sway me, because, you know, some officers come up to me and tell me, oh, well, Marshals did it, and I'm just like, well, I'm here now. I don't really, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm here to help. I'm here to communicate. I don't have time for childish drama, teenage bullshit. So, you know, but at the same time, like, I think, you know, having a reset coming from your mouth saying, hey, listen, guys, you know, we're all in this together. We all ultimately have the same goal. I don't give a fuck what has happened in the past. I don't care what grudge that you had with some Marshal like a year ago, or bad experience you had a year and a half ago. Moving forward, these guys are here to help you. And, you know, if you have any personal vendettas, like, please check those at the door, because quite frankly, the safety of the state is at risk. And if we don't all come together and work together,
100%. That's been a big part of what I've been letting both Pred, Frost, Angel, both high commands know, is my intention is that we work together. I ain't got time for that. There is the reality that we have to accept, though. San Andreas currently operates on shootouts, stirring, drama, and talking behind people's back, right? And
Oh, yeah,
all those things are conducive to what makes people go. And but you know what's a powerful tool the other way around? Trust me when I say I'm a very hated individual, right? I'm used to that. However, it's usually the very loud voices that attempt to paint a picture, but it is the quieter ones that look and seek for your guidance that are the ones that matter. And that's kind of why I kind of point at optics being our biggest resource, is that it almost is not worth the time. Now, we're going to have those conversations, right? But let's say someone is giving you shit for being on scene or whatever. It's almost not worth wasting your breath if they are not reasonable to begin with, but rather focusing on those that, you know, like McAllister's working with some folks on that and on murder investigation. They're going to remember what he's doing, right? Or a scene that Blunt goes to and says, hey, I got some like prosecutorial angles. Or if Doc is assisting on a case and he's giving his advice, whether it's like court related or, you know, whatever it may be, people are going to remember that. And there's more people that are going to have a positive outlook from that sort of work rather than, you know, once again, quabbling with someone irrelevant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I will tell you, a lot of the issues that came into, like, you know, being told to go off scenes or not being welcome, etc. Like I said, my main area is shift 3 when I'm actually like out there, and that has never happened. Like, it's all we working hand in hand.
I've had it happen once, but that was it.
I think it's like the worst. People remember the worst things rather than the best things. And I'll give you my own perspective from when I was in LSPD and then BCSO. There was a particular marshal that was doing it, right? And unfortunately, because that, even for myself, that, right, this is my lens, I'm speaking from, is I mostly, when I heard marshals, would think of him. Why? Because we'd see him every couple days doing something he probably shouldn't. And a lot of it was because he wasn't aware of patrol expectations. And as a consequence of that, he became, in people's minds in PD, when they thought marshals, they thought of him and all the negative things he may have done. Doesn't mean that person's no good, right? It's just he didn't know any better, right? And in turn, they never really spoke to him because people don't want to solve problems amongst each other, right? They rather paint him as an enemy rather than a resource, right? So there's ways we can navigate around this, I think. Let me
ask you, on some of the larger scale investigations we've got going on right now, what how do you want to start getting right in on those? I'm referring to, you know, like faceless.
So I'm gonna have you guys take a look at something.
And then also, of course, the New Babylon situation and
Oh,
your stance on that.
You know what? Speaking about the faceless, no one knows about this fact yet. Charlie's been following around the people from the newspaper.
Yes, that is likely because the incident that happened at the vineyard. Well, Frank was following the armored. Okay, so we were not informed.
They've been doing it before that.
Oh.
So Charlie's been following them around ever since they posted the news article about like them exposing him. He's just been showing up, saying hi every so often, and then disappearing.
Is Gunner in this email chain still?
Not anymore, no.
Okay. Take a look at the tool I just posted up.
Requires a login.
Yep. You're going to want to log in with that.
Yeah, I see it. I got it.
I am extremely passionate when it comes to investigations. We are what bring meaning to crime in San Andreas. Without investigators putting seriousness behind it, terrorism is just a joke and it becomes a meme, right? We're the ones that bring in that pressure. We're the ones that when we bring folks into interrogation, it should, it elevates these things from just another Sunday to providing that oh fuck moment. We started something called the DTF unit. I just right off the bat over in BCSO, and this is a tool that we started designing up. Bean's father is the programmer, and I've been providing directive. This is now accessible to us. The tool was designed with shareability in mind. What that means is that we can create Marshal groups. We can create quote unquote investigations in it. In the tool, you can upload all subpoenas relative to that investigation, which you then give access to on a point-to-point basis. So we have certain officers or detectives on something, either on the team or the investigation, we on point can give them access to. So like Blunt, for example, let's say you got 10 subpoenas for 10 different people on, let's just call it the Puzzle Master investigation. Mm-hmm. You can grant all marshals access with the push of a button. And then those that are deputies or officers, you can give them access directly so that only, so we know who's is able to see it. It will put photos in line, messages in line. A task option was just put in. So in that investigation, when we do phone subpoenas and we have delayed, notification or whatever, we can now put in like a timer, right? So we know, oh shit, Blunt's on vacation and there's a timer popping up that we need to deliver this. Anyone in that investigation can deliver it without us accidentally,
Do you have the ability to pin that?
Let me see. What I'll do is I'll put a fuller announcement in. But I wanted to kind of put that forward there. So I want to, since we're talking about investigations, note that not only do we have this tool that I think goes leaps and beyond, what currently exists, but it is a ongoing project. And, jointness is the mantra here, right? Is that,
awesome.
Yeah. So
I do apologize. I've got a bit of a hard stop here. I'll be back in a couple hours.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll have the stuff read by then.
Yeah. If you've read and then I'll give you a call as soon as I'm back around and we'll chat about anything you want modified and we'll get that ready for tomorrow.
Okay. Easy.
Awesome. All right. Congratulations. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. In terms of investigations, I think we should meet on each one, like on a pointed perspective to both assess the cost, number one, of the investigation, number two, the threat level, and I think number three, the amount of resources needed. Oh wait, no, I said cost already. Like cost and maybe we need to assess these, right? Obviously we can't take on the world, but obviously Faceless sits at the top. Archivist probably a close tie. Who is working? Can I get a list of like who's working on what? Just so I have it like.
Check out the current case board. That is report 9758.
9758. Okay, let me see.
Hubble's also started helping me out with the KTBC stuff.
Oh, Faceless is Gunner. Okay, well, Oracle is Gunner. Okay.
Yep.
Firestarters is Gunner. He didn't do shit during the Firestarters thing. So good news is, even if the Faceless stuff is Ripozo, I have spoken directly to Edgar de Castillo, who literally brain dumped me on everything in existence about his time in the Faceless, including not limited to affirming that he was the SMG dealer without saying it as much. I also had someone else also dump all his time in the Faceless to me. all of this is a consequence of a lot of things were happening, and Gunner just was not willing to work with us. I cannot let our state get nuked. It's just not going to happen on my watch. And so I leaned on my charisma and whatnot to get some of that. I know, Doc, you've also worked that case as well. I know Opal has. I know McNulty.
Brian, are you aware of the fact that we have a chip?
What do you mean? A chip?
You have a chip that you can put in your tablet that you can see all of their active cases and whatnot. By them, I mean the faceless.
Yeah, that is unreliable, though.
It is
Like,
unreliable, but
Mm.
okay, before the thing that happened at the vineyard the other day, we knew that guy had an active contract in his life because of that chip.
Oh.
They literally have a huge ass bounty board.
What?
Yep.
Gunner has that.
Gunner is the one with the password for it.
He has the chip.
Yep.
One second, let me check.
The chip should be stored here somewhere.
The chip should be here somewhere.
Okay, all right.
As for the password, I'll look back to see if I've got it. If not, Opal may still have it.
The password was obtained by the Oracle when the Oracle contacted Gunner at one point.
Yeah, so one of the big Darkstone transports that got attacked, in fact, it happened the day after Edgar tried to get an expungement for his hack charges. That was to transport the chip which had been decrypted by the Oracle. Darkstone were transporting it to us.
Understood. So this, I'm about to tell you. Okay, so let me give you my perspective on latest developments. Thank you.
The chip is in that tablet.
You actually do have it. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck is this?
And so the faceless used to operate via burner phones, and then they switched to a app-based system where they conducted their orders in regards to weapon parts and whatnot, and gun sales. Also included in there is information about current targets that they have, basically a bounty board. We've only got a lower level, I think level 3 access. There's higher level 4. There's higher levels access, which has even more targets. There's quite a lot of information on that.
What
there should
the
be a
fuck?
report with some pictures on it from that tablet based on when we originally received it.
What's the access code?
I got to try find it for you.
Understood.
I'm out the loop at the moment. I've been on basic medical leave for the past couple of weeks and probably need a couple more weeks. I can come about a little bit, but nothing in depth or long term at a time.
If I may, this is a just in case, so this may help set the tone of some of the things that you may know. The individual whom there's an attempted assassination on, he had 3 documents on his person. I have copies of them. I didn't have a place to put them, quite frankly, because not many people want to actually work the faceless case. They want the T, right? Those 3 documents were on the individual. They were things that Darkstone was effectively trying to move. In addition to that, those documents were like high level. Like this is the first one was about a jamming device. The second one was in regards to the weapons trafficking countermeasures that Darkstone was doing on the faceless. And the third was in regards to the weapons they are providing to law enforcement. In addition to that was a hard drive marked as Darkstone. Sneaky, whom is filmed by Frank, and we caught trying to ocean dump the guy. he actually had it on his possession, so he actually managed to take it off the VIP. That hard drive was given back to Darkstone. I interrogated Brandon Valentino 2 days ago. In that interrogation, he alluded to the fact that they had somehow managed to get it back. I will tell you now that I have, we're going to have to talk how we want to work CIs in the future, but I have let's just call it a critical CI that confirms that hard drive was taken back from Darkstone days later. Which means I don't know what it means, to be honest. If I'm going to be real, I don't know what extent Darkstone's actually stopping the Faceless, or how vital that information is, but I presume it to be very vital. To the extent that Brandon Valentino almost got executed, had that hard drive not been recovered by him, Faulkner. Hey, Faulkner.
Do we think them?
Hi, Brian. Are the DOJ trespassed from the Marshal's office?
No? Why would you be?
Oh, because Gunnar trespasses from the Marshal's office.
No, you're not trespassed. No.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, anytime.
Bye.
Take care.
What was that about?
Gunnar trespassed the justices from the Marshal's office.
Oh no, the reason that happened was because they kept entering with keys that they didn't have, and it was a whole thing.
Oh,
and they kept running around saying we are in the office, and it was a whole thing.
Okay, so it was just like SPS.
Not really. They all got really, really, really heated about it, and then the DOJ tried to retaliate, and it was just a whole thing.
I got you. Petty off, let's call it.
Yeah, literally.
Sorry, you were saying, Doc?
I was gonna ask them jammer things that were in the notes that you got. Do you think they could be used to shut down PD communication?
Yes. No. So, oh my God. So sometimes I cringe just thinking about the things I witnessed. BCSO, we were doing a PNT thing over at the airfield. Delta One had communicated with us that he was going to be in the air. Okay, fantastic. We want to see more of that. There was an attempt by Quangle to arrest him because apparently Shift 2 did not know who Darkstone was, even though they do. It was one of those, you know how sometimes people feel like they're left out of something and then they retaliate or they're bored? It turned into that kind of a shit show, which was quite the headache, but which then resulted in a report titled Brian Knight Lets Unauthorized Military Plane Get Away, and that turned into a shit show until...
yeah, I remember seeing that report.
Delta One was actually in the midst of testing said device. That device allegedly jams not just some of their communications, but also prevents some UAVs or other sort of things he mentioned. That said, I rather not speak to it from third party because, you know, even what I'm saying is like speculation, right? I'm best guess as to what I'm seeing in those documents. I'll put those into a report actually today. But I think we should speak with Delta One a bit more collectively and have him tell us, right? For twofold. Number one, and I want to make this clear, Delta One is an asset for us in that he can procure things that we need as long as they are legal, right? And not just the firearms, but, you know, I discussed with him, him being able to get us like bomb defusal test kits. And because, you know, someone plants a bomb, nobody knows how to fucking defuse that shit. We need the ability to train on it, as an example. These jammers may be another thing. But as much as he can provide a value, we should not for a minute think that he is one of us. At the end of the day, when I did arrest him 6 weeks back in interrogation in no uncertain terms, he does not believe in the Constitution. He believes that these laws get in the way. And there is a reality where them taking out the faceless allows them to fill in the power vacuum, right? So, cooperation, but caution should be our mantra, right? For all we know, this guy works for Nest, right?
I mean,
Oh,
end
yeah,
of the
one more
day,
thing.
he's in charge of a military business, so they got their own agenda no matter what.
Precisely.
One more thing. It's probably best to not talk about confidential matters down at the office. Nest rebuilt half the office. There's close ties between them and the Faceless. There is a general belief.
Wait, who
amongst
did?
Some within the Marshals, and Nest did.
Oh.
There is a general belief that Nest may have put bugs in the walls. Yep.
God fucking damn it. All right. Well.
Yep. There's a whole investigation into it. Gunnar was leading that one, but I can give you the cliff notes whenever.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to give you guys an opportunity. Any questions for me directly? Otherwise, I want to get changed up. Attack these legislative things since it's time critical, and then sort of plan how we can, the series of meetings that are probably needed this week, one-on-ones, as well as how we tackle prioritizing and understanding, the cases that we got ongoing.
Also, are you APC or sniper setted?
I am not. Nope.
Then either myself or Peters are gonna have to do that because I think we're the only two that have both.
Oh shit. Okay. Wait, we have snipers still?
Yep.
Oh shit.
We just don't.
Yep.
We don't have the ammunition in our armory. We have.
Yeah, we have to
else.
wait the 30 days until it's no longer used in investigative or like.
The APCs may need to be hosed down, by the way.
But why?
Did no one tell you guys what was going on in the ocean with Gunner?
Oh no. Okay. Gunner was not fucking Kirby. I was on the phone to Gunner at the time, and
oh
Michael was
my
on the
god!
phone to
Thank
Kirby.
fucking god. Well, that's the rumor going around.
No. Gunner has a fucking wife. She's actually in the Marshals.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yes.
Okay, that would have been really.
I mean, I have a wife and I sleep with women all the time that aren't my wife.
I'm gonna tell her you said that.
She knows.
So
she's already
by the way, there is a missing persons report open for you. Apparently, we've kidnapped you.
Excuse me?
Yeah, there is an open missing persons report for Luka Kovacek, filed by his wife because we've kidnapped him.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I'll take care of that.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Good luck with that, bud.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Okay.
Please keep your wife off
let
of my
me
phone.
hand this back to who can take the tablet and put it away safely.
Yeah, I got it.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'll work on trying to locate the password. It may be on my FMDT.
Beautiful. I'd say okay. It's gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be doing a lot of thinking as to how we sort of organize the next couple days, with the goal in mind of having a to-do list generated as to the things that need to be done in order to not just empower us, ensure our cases continue moving forward with clear goals and collaboration with the departments and whatnot. So at any point you grossly disagree with something, or need to discuss something, open door policy. I don't really hold grudges. Don't have much of a time for that. And just generally speaking, for me, my trust for people on the field comes down to if something happens, we correct it rather than, festered bullshit. You know what I mean? So, that means we keep ourselves accountable at the end of the day, right? All
right.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Well, let's get you down. Let's get you down to the office and get you changed.
Hell fucking yeah. All right.
And all that shit.
So we have no damn cars?
We have
cars,
just no
We have
parts.
cars.
No, we have one
No
Buffalo
parts.
with parts. That's it. The one that's outside right now.
Jesus fucking
Oh,
Christ.
And I bought those.
We got cars.
Actually, my Cat does have pods.
Oh, good.
Yeah. That's
But no
the,
shared
one.
vehicles, right?
Michael Cat has pods. It is a shared vehicle, but other than that,
Yeah.
not really.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, Brian, anytime you need me around, just send me a mail and I'll
Okay.
do what I can to get about.
Will
As I
do.
said, medical stuff
All
at
right.
the moment. Taking up a lot of time.
Absolutely understood. All right. Thank you very much.
Take care and congrats.
Okay. I'll grab the.
No, we have plenty of vehicles. We have one shared garage. Back there
Oh, okay. Good.
all of